Oh, Scorpio risings. This is Sparkles of Gold. I'm looking right into you right now because that's what you usually do to other people. I get to do this to you because I can do that. Here's your June 2023 forecast. I'm going to talk about certain dates and other little things that come to mind. I'm going to start off with June 3rd and a full moon that happens in the fire mutable sign that is Sagittarius in your money house. Money and resources. I know this is huge for you and has been. And here you get a little bit of illumination, a little bit of a vision, a little bit of a possibility. And that's what Sagittarius brings, possibilities and the vision of going towards something, pushing the boundaries out towards, to fulfill that vision, to seek that star and to shoot for it. And that energy comes into your second house of money and resources and how you connect to that. It also sometimes deals on a deeper level about your philosophical connection to what money is, rich or poor, or your desire, and how your desires, because I know that's a thing with you, how your desires are connected to your resources, and can your desires and wants become true? And you need resources, money, and connections to that for things like that to happen. So this full moon happens there. I'm going to say something, though, something special that happens that day too, though, because on the day of the full moon, Mercury, which has been in the sign of Taurus for a couple months now because it's been there and it was retrograde, and Uranus, which is also in Taurus, they make a connection together. And that happens in the relationship part of your house. This is the same day. There's something surprising. There's a new way of thinking, a new idea when it comes to others and people you relate to, whether it's intimately or groups of people, in general, all types of partnerships. On that day of the full moon, your money house is lit up, and at the same time, your relationship house has some sort of energy, which, by the way, we know, for those who watch this channel, I know the story that's been going on there for a long time with the eclipses there, Jupiter now being there in Taurus, Mercury and Uranus, the Mercury retrograde, Mercury Uranus, a surprising conversation that could happen that week and that day. And Jupiter in Taurus connecting to the North Node in Taurus, all in your relationship house. This is all happening the day of the full moon. It could be a situation where some of the partnerships or something in your life is connected to resources and money and cash, and how there's something illuminated there. When we get a couple days later, we get to June 5th, and what I think starts one of the most incredible transits of the year, and it's because the planet Venus, who deals with love and relationships and money and resources and our harmonization through our senses, enters the fellow fixed sign of Leo on June 5th and starts a story that goes all the way from June 5th all the way to the end of October. Why is Venus going to be in Leo for that long? It's because in the middle of summer, Venus is going to go retrograde in the sign of Leo. That's why we have this long story and long transit, and this is big because it happens in the part of your chart and part of your world that deals with your public face, your career, how you present yourself, what you are the authority on, the stage that you stand on, what is on, like I like to call your metaphorical business card in all ways. How you show yourself publicly and career-wise is about to go through a huge makeover all the way through the summer and October. But here, with the beginning of this story, happens on June 5th. We already have at this point Mars in Leo in the sky there, and we already have all those Taurus planets that I brought up, and Pluto in Aquarius, all are connecting in your chart. But a lot of the energy is going to go with partnerships that I mentioned earlier, but also your career part of the chart. The highest, by the way, when you look at an astrology chart, the highest point of the chart, the top of the chart is due south. That's why it's the career. That's the part of the chart, like what we see. It's the highest point of the day. When the sun comes between 11 and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's the part of the chart at the top, right? And that part of the chart is Leo for you. And so this is what is going to be on stage. Basically, Venus and Leo will go through a makeover in a sense, and there'll be a story about beauty and beautification and harmony in relating. That's what Venus does in the expressive sign in Leo, and how you like to express yourself in this top of your chart, in this career place, and it's about to go through a change from June to October. Huge. When we get to June 11th, Mercury is going to leave Taurus and go into the sign of Gemini. where it's going to be in the area of your house that deals with other people's resources, intimacy, and how you connect it to other people's resources. Sometimes it deals with inheritances, gains that we grab from other resources or acquire from other resources. So you could see already here that resources, career, and your partnerships are all interconnected, and they're really on play this month, okay? I also want to bring up the fact that on that June 11th day that Pluto is retrograde at this moment in Aquarius, and it leaves Aquarius and goes back into the sign before Capricorn, which it was there from 2008 all the way to March of this year. Now Pluto is going to go back into Capricorn all the way for the rest of this year, and this is going to bring up a story of like your immediate surroundings, your friends, and actually how your thinking process happens, the quick part of your brain, how you logically think, has one more thing to review with Pluto there, one more thing to figure out, and one more thing to apply after all the deep lessons learned through 2008. You get to apply them here for the rest of the year. It's not going to be easy, but it's deep, and that's how you roll. So when we get to June 18th, we have a new moon now that happens 2 weeks after the full moon is now the new moon, and it happens in Gemini. We're back to this place of other people's resources, a place that deals with quiet fears in a sense, a place that deals with what we gain from these other resources. Again, there's an illuminating new moment here where you can plant a seed and start to change a story. Mercury's already been there for the last couple of weeks in Gemini, where you've had to communicate about these things with other people and deal with power struggles when it deals with other people's resources and the types of stories and conversations that have happened. And here it's enhanced with the new moon in Gemini, and it's a chance for you to plant a new seed and a new vision in this area. All right, so when we get to the next week on the 21st, the Cancer birthdays start, the Gemini birthdays end, and within a couple days afterwards, on the 26th, Mercury leaves Gemini, where it loves to be, and be quick-minded and come up with new ideas, and it actually comes into the emotional cardinal sign that is Cancer. Now the conversations are more emotional, I think something that you connect with, and this happens in the part of your chart that deals with your philosophy, your ethics, and what is of higher meaning to you and what you like to be on a quest on. A lot of times, examples of ninth house situations have to do with higher education and acquiring new, deeper knowledge to incorporate into your own higher truth. And here, Mercury enters there at the end of June into July, where you can have conversations that more deal with a more intuitive, more grounded, more safe and secure place of Cancer, where emotions, it's not all logical. It's about emotional content that is communicated, or the word and knowledge comes through in an emotional way that deals with a possible elevation of your higher truth. And that pretty much ends the month of June. I'm going to add something extra, like I like to do for your Scorpio risings. You are part of the fixed signs which are going through an immense amount of change and pressure right now. And there's a lot of risk taking here because of Mars and Venus being in Leo, Jupiter being in the Taurus part of your chart relationships. All the Leo stuff's your career. Then we have the eclipses and stuff that have happened in just your world. And then Pluto being in Aquarius, which kind of lets off a little bit. You get a little bit of a break there. Pluto goes back into Aquarius at the beginning of January 2024 in the part of your chart that deals with home and family in the past. So there's a shift here. But one thing is for sure, things will never be the same in the career part of your chart by the end of October because of the Venus retrograde. And you have an ongoing story going on just in partnerships in general. And in the end, you have a core-based thing that deals with resources and how you create them and how your connection to other people's resources are intertwined. There's major power movements here on this month of June, and you will look back on this month so many months down the line, even a year down the line, and go, oh, that's when things shifted. Now, were you a part of that shift, or was it happening to you? I want you to be a part of it, but I also want you to be real and smart and get rid and let go of habitual situations and actions that you do that can be manipulative. And this is a month where you really get to put that into action and show that you've done the work and you've made the changes. I'm not giving up on you, but I'm also going to call you out, Scorpio risings. I'm always going to do that with you because it's rare that people do that to you. I'm going to do it to you. I know you got this. And If you dig this video and who I am, and it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. Go to my website, sparklesofgold.com. Check out my other videos, my live streams, so on and so forth. Until next time, I'll see you on the next video.